NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg focused on Ukraine in a press conference today following the release of this year's annual NATO report. We're going to talk more about that with Kethevane Gorjestani. Kethevane, what were his key messages today?
Well, as you can expect, there was a lot of talk about Ukraine, about the need to send more military aid to the Ukrainians. And he had this strong line, which is that the Ukrainians don't need more courage, they need more ammunition. So the message was very clear to all of the NATO allies that Ukraine needs your support. It needs more of your support, and it needs it right now. He basically said that NATO allies had stepped up their help, but that it was not enough, that they needed to provide Ukraine with more aid, and that they needed to look more in the long term rather than having the Ukrainians wondering every few months whether they were going to receive more aid or not. He was asked specifically about the United States. Of course, we know that that aid for Ukraine is blocked in Congress there. And while he did say that it was important for the Americans to send more military aid to the Ukrainians, he also pointed to the Europeans. He said, yes, we're focused on the Americans, but the European allies also need to do more, also need to step up. And he said that this was a question of political will. He said, all of our economies can afford to send more aid to Ukraine. The question is, do we have the political will or not to do that? And he says, in the meantime, while we wait, Russia is making some of these advances because the Ukrainians are lacking the ammunition that they need to continue the fight. He also had, of course, a message for Russia telling Vladimir Putin that, yes, there were some advances for Russia right now because of this lack of aid, but he said that overall, Vladimir Putin had failed. He said that Putin went to war to slam the NATO door shut. He failed, pointing, of course, to the addition of Finland and Sweden just recently joining NATO, and saying what he has said multiple times in the past, that because of this war, Ukraine is now closer to NATO than it ever was before.
All right, Kethevane, thanks for that. France 24's Kethevane Gorjestani.